Bells tolling to mark the passing of a pope is a practice dating back to the Middle Ages. Today they honored a church leader who very much broke with tradition. It set a somber tone in St. Peter's Square as we saw how the startling news was settling in. The Monday after Easter is a holiday here in Italy, and many have come out here to the center of the Catholic Church to pay their respects to the people's Pope.
I mean, this is where he lived. This is, the Vatican is the symbol of the Catholic Church.
Sanchita Loba lives in Rome and could only think to bring her family, even the dog, to be as close as they could. You didn't know the Pope, but
No.
it seems like
But I knew the Pope. He lived in a simple place. He wore simple clothes. He chose not to be in fancy cars. Those things was really a fine example of what today's Catholic should be like.
He was a pope of the people's pope.
John Allen is the editor of Crux, a news site specializing in the Vatican. He says it was remarkable to see Francis on Easter Sunday after that 38-day hospitalization with double pneumonia. Regardless of what doctors said, stay away from big crowds, that didn't happen.
Look, to paraphrase Frank Sinatra, he did it his way. And his way was not to remain under wraps.
Americans Teddy Boutinis and Lindsay Datis are studying abroad in Florence and learned the news on the train to Rome this morning.
You know, there's definitely an aura. It's peaceful and it's joyous, even though it's a really sad thing. I think there's just like a really light energy, and I think there's a reason for that.
Many remarked just how different these scenes were from those on Easter Sunday.
I mean, at the time, we thought this was the Pope's triumphant comeback. It turned out, of course, to be his swan song.
Yusuf Chadid from Lebanon noted the cross-section of cultures represented in the church.
But also to be part of it, because we are part of the people for which Pope Francis always asked to pray for him. So we are kind of giving back to him what he just gave us.
As is tradition, the official residence of the Pope was sealed today, another ritual of many to come in this papal transition, a transition which, when he waved to crowds on Easter, no one would expect to happen so soon.
Seth, what do we expect in the coming days, and how will it depart from tradition?
Well, we've seen, John, this was a pope who underlined simplicity through his entire papacy and how he was driven around in the clothes that he wore. And now we see it will also affect how he will be buried and his final wishes. We expect it to be a much more simple coffin, a closed coffin. That coffin is expected to be brought to St. Peter's Basilica in the middle of the week, likely on Wednesday. And he will depart from tradition with all other popes had their title Pope on their tomb. He will have simply Fransiskus.
Seth Doan for us in Rome. Thank you, Seth.
Dikenal sebagai sosok yang rendah hati, Paus Fransiskus memilih untuk tidak dimakamkan di Vatikan seperti para paus pendahulunya. Ia lebih memilih untuk dimakamkan di gereja favoritnya, Basilika Santa Maria Mayor. Sosok pemimpin umat Katolik ini lebih memilih gereja bersejarah ini karena baginya gereja tersebut memiliki ruang khusus di hatinya sehingga dipilih sebagai tempat peristirahatan terakhirnya. Sejak awal kepausannya, Paus Fransiskus memang diketahui kerap kali datang dan berdoa di sana, bahkan sebelum dan sesudah melakukan kunjungan pentingnya ke luar negeri. Sebagai sosok yang menjunjung tinggi nilai kesederhanaan, Paus bahkan menolak beberapa tradisi yang biasa dilaksanakan sebelumnya. Jika sebelumnya para paus dimakamkan dalam 3 lapis peti, yakni peti kayu, peti timah, dan peti kayu ek, namun Paus Fransiskus memilih untuk hanya menggunakan 1 peti kayu yang dilapisi seng. Tak hanya itu, pemimpin gereja Katolik yang dekat dengan umatnya itu menolak tradisi menempatkan jenazah di atas panggung khusus. Ia lebih memilih agar umatnya diberikan kesempatan untuk memberikan penghormatan kepadanya di dalam peti terbuka di Basilika Santo Petrus. Sementara itu, proses resmi akan dimulai dengan masa berkabung. Dalam masa ini, jenazah Paus Fransiskus akan dipindahkan ke kapel pribadinya dan dikenakan jubah merah serta kasula putih yang menjadi busana liturgis khas kepausan. Sementara cincin resmi Paus yang dikenal sebagai Vishermansring akan dihancurkan sebagai simbol resmi berakhirnya masa jabatan. Setelah masa berkabung, prosesi akan dilanjutkan dengan misa pemakaman yang akan dilaksanakan di lapangan Santo Petrus. Sebelumnya, Paus Fransiskus dinyatakan meninggal dunia pada Senin 21 April 2025 pagi sekitar pukul 9:45 waktu Vatikan. Kepergian tersebut menjadi luka mendalam bagi umat Katolik di seluruh dunia. Namun kesederhanaan yang ia wariskan lewat prosesi pemakamannya menjadi cerminan bahwa ia merupakan sosok yang menjunjung tinggi nilai kerendahan hati,